Forsyth Barr Stadium has had a stellar beginning to the year with rugby, league and O-Week. And the last week of events was topped off with the news Aerosmith would be playing their only New Zealand concert at the stadium in April. Stadium Chief Executive Darren Burden is here to give us an update on the venue's progress. Good evening, Darren.
Hi, Rebecca.
Aerosmith, the latest event announced. How did you manage to attract the band here?
Well, it's probably not a lot different from what we do usually, really. We always keep track from the promoters in terms of what might or might not be coming. And in this instance, it was one of those promoters that we've been talking to. We heard a bit of a whisper that Aerosmith were looking for a date in New Zealand, and we went, rather than just pick up the phone and have a chat, we actually physically went to see the promoter, and from there we managed to negotiate a deal and secure Aerosmith for the 24th of April.
Now there's been talk of 40,000 ticket sales. Is Aerosmith that popular in New Zealand?
I think they are. I mean, they've never played in New Zealand before, so that's part of the attraction, I guess, in them coming down to New Zealand. There clearly has been a lot of interest with what Steven Tyler's been doing in terms of Pop Idol and the shows that he's been on. And I think that they are one of America's biggest rock bands. So 40,000 is the configuration that we have in the stadium. We hope we get up to that sort of number, because that would certainly beat the number that we had in there for Elton John.
Now, ensuring that their performance is the only one in New Zealand will certainly attract a lot of people here. Did you have a hand in ensuring that was going to be the case?
Look, the scheduling really is handled by the promoter. Certainly we were involved in some of the discussions around the schedule and how that would work. From our perspective, we're absolutely delighted. It's a New Zealand exclusive show, obviously, because it means that we'll end up with a lot of people travelling from outside the region coming in to watch the show.
Have you heard how ticket sales are going?
They're going very positively, actually. We had a really good first few days during the pre-sale period, and that's continued into the early part of this week. So we're very happy with how sales are going at the moment. So if people want a ticket for this event, they need to get in pretty quick.
What else is coming up for Dunedin?
Well, of course, we're back to Highlanders rugby. We've got their season continuing. We've got the All Whites coming up in a couple of weeks. It's their first ever game at the stadium, and that's a competitive match, their last home World Cup qualifier, and hopefully they'll get a result so that we can get them on their way to Brazil. We've got the Bledisloe Cup coming up later in the year, and of course we're continuing to talk to all of those promoters and keep our ear to the ground in terms of what might be coming up. On a more community-based theme, I guess, we've got Relay for Life, which is happening in the stadium this weekend, so we're all looking forward to that happening. And we even have, I think, marching championships coming up in the next week or two as well, so lots happening down at the stadium.
Are we likely to see the stadium breaking even soon?
That's what I'm working really hard towards. There's certainly been an improvement in the financials from this time last year. We want to continue that trend, obviously, with the recent run of events that we've been having. That will translate it into a better financial result for this year as a whole. And certainly some of the work that's been going on with Dunedin City Holdings and with DCC as well, that hopefully should see us in a much better financial position as we go forward to next year. And yes, very quickly, hopefully we'll be in that above break-even position.
Then the stadium did appear to struggle to get some big acts, especially in the last year or two. What's changed?
I think it's two things. It's the relationships that you have with the various event promoters, whether that's sports, entertainment or music. And the second issue is building a reputation. You have to have a reputation to be able to produce successful events. So it's not just a question of actually going out and attracting them, it's actually being able to deliver a successful event. So we're slowly but surely getting that reputation, and part of the work I'm doing is to ensure that continues on a positive track.
Are you expecting to keep the momentum going in terms of big music acts?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, with Paul Simon coming up on the 6th of April, very, very swiftly followed by Aerosmith, that's two very good-sized concerts, which provides us with that track record that we're looking for, and that gives us a good story to go to promoters and say, these are the events that we've had here. And don't forget, the stadium is also very flexible, so it's not just about the major concerts. It's also about the smaller concerts that we've had, the Hollies, the Macklemore and Ryan Lewis concert we had for O Week. So these are all things that are feathers in our cap, if you like, which we can go and talk to the promoters about.
Chief Executive Darren Burden, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.